Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals. Alrighty, so today I'm going to be smoking pipe in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, which I will admit I am quite excited to do, as for the last couple days now, I have been really wanting to smoke some pipe and pipe tobacco. However, I have not had the time to do so, as I've been a little bit busy over the last couple days, and even if I had time, the weather has not been conducive in allowing me to smoke any pipe or pipe tobacco, as it's been a little bit rainy and a little bit stormy. It hasn't been super great weather by any means. But today I have some time, and today the weather is a lot nicer than not. It's a little bit sunny outside today. It's about 52 degrees Fahrenheit outside. And while it is a little bit breezy, I'm still thinking it's much better smoking weather than not. And so as such, now that I finally have the opportunity to smoke some pipe and pipe tobacco, I certainly am very, very, very excited to do just that in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon. Let me tell y'all what. But today I'm not going to be smoking pipe or pipe tobacco in my car. I need to walk over to where I want to sit, which is somewhere over there. So I do suppose, without further ado, in just a moment, I should probably go ahead and hop out of my car, put my jacket on, grab my backpack that has all of my smoking materials in it, as that's probably a necessity for today's video. Then after that, I should probably go ahead, lock up my car, make sure all my doors are locked, and then after that, I should probably go ahead and walk over to where I actually want to sit, show you guys what I'm going to be smoking today, what I'm going to be smoking with, and everything like that. Then after that, I should probably go ahead and get some pipe tobacco in my pipe. And then after that, I should probably actually go ahead and get to smoking. First off, as said, though, we got to hop out of my car. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And if my door wants to stay open, thankfully it does want to stay open. It does not like staying open very much, I will admit. But let's go and just close that real quick. Make sure I got my keys, I got my wallet, I got everything I need. My phone's and my tripod, so I think I'm all good. Let's go ahead and just put my tripod down on the roof of my car just for a moment so I can put on my jacket. It's a little bit bright out here, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Got a nice warm fleece jacket with me today with a nice windproof lining. I certainly cannot complain, that is for sure. I like it quite a bit. It's a good jacket. It's got a little bit of a yogurt stain on one sleeve or something like that, but I don't care. It's warm. Who cares about looks? I can't complain. I'm too cheap to buy another jacket anyway. But got my backpack as well, and I could grab my chair, but I don't think, just looking over at where I want to sit, it's somewhere over there. I don't believe there's anybody else in this bus, so I don't believe I need to grab my chair by any means. I think I'm all good. Go ahead and lock my doors now, and I'm now gonna go ahead and close my door just like that. Very satisfying noise, if I do say so myself. Ooh, no complaints on my behalf. Go and just make sure I locked all of my doors. Of course, also got to flex my car just a little bit. Got the 1985 Mercedes-Benz W123 300D turbo diesel sedan with a classical white exterior and a Palmetto MB-Tex interior with me today. It's a good ride. I like it quite a bit. I'm a huge fan, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a huge fan. Had to flex it just a little bit, of course, though, but just making sure all my doors are actually locked and whatnot, because my vacuum system for the door locks does not work properly, so sometimes they like to lock and unlock. So every single time I get out of my car and lock my doors, I check all 4 of my door locks, which is probably the best bet, but let's just make sure everything's all locked up, all good to go. Alrighty, let's go over to the spot. And I just realized if I actually walk like that way, well, I am walking that way, I'm just walking backwards that way, y'all are gonna be able to see my license plate. So I'm actually walking backwards for the moment, so y'all can't see my license plate. So I'm just gonna continue holding my phone just like this, just for a moment. I should have probably gangster parked today, but I actually didn't. And I'm walking through a puddle because I'm not watching where I'm going. But that's perfectly fine, and I think I can turn around in just a moment. I'm gonna wait until I get to the tree line though. But you gotta walk through the tree line, and then there's some benches over there. And hopefully there's not too much of a breeze at those benches. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. Worst case scenario, I can always find another spot to smoke some pipe. But I'm thinking, I can turn my phone around now. We can see my car in the distance right there. That's my car, right? Yeah, that's my car. I don't believe you guys can see my license plate. I'm gonna have to check that in editing though. But it's looking good. It's looking good. Like every time I get out and I walk somewhere, I gotta turn around like 3 times to take a look at it. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Gotta do it. It's like a legal requirement. You got a car you like, you gotta turn around and take a look at it like 5 different times when you get out of it every single time, no matter what. Legal requirement. Alrighty though. So the benches I want to sit at are right over there. So I'm gonna go sit right over there. Thinking, I'm not sure which one I actually want to sit at. There's one on my right and one on my left with trash cans in the middle. I'm not sure which one I want to sit at right now. I'll figure it out once I get over there, in all honesty. I'll figure that out once I get over there. But certainly can't complain. It's a beautiful day though. Let me tell y'all what. Got a nice field behind me with a nice little bit of a tree line. It's a good day. Cannot complain. Some people littering though. Why, bro dumped a box. Come on. I hate this stuff. Like, come on, just clean up after yourself. There's a trash can right over there. I'm just gonna go throw this away. I don't understand why people feel the need to litter in public parks. I don't get it. Like, don't get me wrong, I have no issue with littering tobacco itself, but I won't litter my cigarette butts or nothing like that. And, let's see. Although, of course, we're all free to do what we want. It's just, come on. Wow, you gotta litter a whole cardboard box? It's recycling, right? Just jump in there. Okay, that didn't work very well. Just throw it in like that then. That's much easier. Alrighty though. Much easier. There we go. No more litter. Now my scenery looks a lot more pretty. Where do I want to sit though? Do I want to sit over there or right here? I'm thinking I want to sit right here. So I'm sitting at this one. This is kind of the one that's a little bit further away. Let's go ahead, sit down now. And figure out just how I want to position the camera. There used to be a really nice like line of grass right here, which acted as a really nice wind block. They mowed it all down though. They mowed it all down, which was not great, but it is what it is. I think I'm gonna have my camera positioned like that. I do suppose one benefit of them having mowed down the grass is that now you can see the actual background behind the grass just a little bit more. But yeah, no, there used to be grass there. Excuse me, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my rolling tray out so I don't spill tobacco everywhere. I've got my Otagiri rolling tray with me today. And now I'm gonna go ahead and get my pipe and pipe tobacco out as well. I have my Paradoxical pipe tobacco. That's the name of this pipe tobacco. It's manufactured by the Sutliff Tobacco Company. It was blended by Georg Jensen, if I remember correctly. And it's a Virginia, Burley, and Nicotiana Rustica blend of pipe tobacco. And I've been craving this stuff in specific for the last couple days, and I'm looking forward to having some in today's video. And then my pipe that I'm going to be smoking today is going to be my Missouri Meerschaum Christmas Washington with a beautiful red acrylic stem. Let me make sure I've got a fresh filter in this pipe. I do indeed. I've got a Savinelli balsa wood filter in my pipe. And now I've just got to get out my check pipe tool. Now that I've got my check pipe tool all out, it just says, what does it say? It says made in Czech Republic right there on the tool. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Now that I've got everything all out, I do think it's time for me to now go ahead and actually start getting some pipe tobacco in my pipe so I can actually get to smoking momentarily at least. So let's go ahead and get my mason jar of the Paradoxical Burley, Virginia Burley Rustica blend pipe tobacco all opened up. And let me tell y'all what, it just smells so dang good. It smells so dang good. The cut of this tobacco is a crumble cake tobacco. I tried it on video a week or two ago now, if I remember correctly. And I loved it, but I have not had any since, and I'm looking forward to experiencing some again in today's video. Since it's crumble cake, I'm basically just gonna crumble it in my fingers. I know you guys can't actually see what I'm doing right now, but I'm basically just crumbling it in my fingers, and I'm just gonna start throwing some in my pipe momentarily. And now that I've crumbled a little bit up, I'm gonna go ahead and just start throwing some in my pipe. And once it hits the top, I'm gonna go ahead and tamp it down, and then I'm gonna throw some more in. The Missouri Meerschaum, Christmas Washington, it's not like the biggest pipe in the world by any means. It's very much a medium-sized pipe in my personal opinion. For a corn cob, at least, it's a medium-sized pipe. Just tamp it down just a little bit. And usually it provides like a solid, anywhere from, depending on the tobacco, anywhere from like a 25 to 45 minute smoke sesh. I'm thinking probably today I'm going to probably have like a 35 to 40 minute smoke sesh with this tobacco. It's not the fastest burning tobacco in the world, but it's also very easy to smoke fast, as it's honestly a very lenient tobacco. At least it was the first time I tried it. So if I decide to smoke a little bit fast today, I might just do that in all honesty. I think I need to grab another little piece from my mason jar, so go and do that real quick. Go and just crumble that up as well. Man, I love the crumble cake. It's just so easy to just kind of get ready. And it kind of fits in your pipe a little bit even better than like a ribbon cut and stuff. Like just kind of just crumble it up into like basically what crumbs, and then you just shove it in your pipe. It's honestly really nice. This is the first tobacco I've ever had that was a crumble cake. And I gotta admit, I like the cut. It's nice. I wonder if it's one of those cuts where when it's done right, and when it's not done right, it's not done right. I don't know, but shove a little bit more tobacco in. I'm not sure if I'm doing a very good job of packing today, in all honesty. This is my second ever time packing this tobacco, so I haven't quite gotten used to how this tobacco packs yet, but hopefully I'm doing an okay job. Just pack it down one more time, and I'm thinking that should be all good. I'm gonna go ahead and shove the rest of the tobacco that is currently on my rolling tray back in the jar. Can't be wasting none of this tobacco or nothing like that. I can't remember if the Paradoxical tobacco is still in production or not, but it's good tobacco, so I definitely don't want to waste any nonetheless. And I especially don't want to waste any if it's not in production anymore, but I can't remember if it is or not, in all honesty. But now that I've got some tobacco in my pipe right here, I do suppose I'm going to go and take a little bit of a sip of water, and then after that I'm going to go ahead and start doing some starter lights. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and actually get to smoking and do my official light and whatnot. Excuse me. But now that I've taken a little bit of a sip of water, which was very nice if I do say so myself, let's go ahead and do some starter lights, and let's go ahead and get to smoking some pipe in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? And as we can see, the tobacco is starting to expand just a little bit. I'm just gonna go and tamp it down just a little bit. The heat's just making the tobacco expand. I'm gonna go and do another 1 or 2 starter lights. And I'm thinking that might actually probably be good, so I'm just gonna go and tamp this down one more time. And now I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of an official light. And there we go. Now I've gotten to smoking. Well, certainly no complaints on my behalf right off the bat. I don't know if it's just me having been inhaling so much or if it's me actually already getting a little bit of a buzz, but I do feel like I'm getting a little bit of a buzz. I've only smoked 1 cigarette today, so I'm definitely expecting this stuff to get me quite buzzed, especially since it has Nicotiana Rustica in it, which is the strongest tobacco in the world if cured a certain way and whatnot. I'm definitely expecting this stuff to get me quite buzzed, and I'm looking forward to it. It is a little bit more breezy than I thought it was going to be, but it's not terrible by any means. But it is a little bit more breezy than I thought. The taste, though, right off the bat is very nice. This tobacco has a lot of depth to the taste. And you don't really start noticing the real intricacies of the taste until you really let it sit in your mouth for a while. But the taste right off the bat is just a very nice sort of sweet, honey-like, fruity, nutty taste, which is a combination of the Virginias, the Burleys, and the Rustica, because Rustica has sort of a honey-like taste. Virginia can have sort of Virginia cannot have a Burley sort of, I guess it could, but Virginia has sort of a fruity taste, the Rustica has sort of a honey taste, and the Burley has sort of a nutty taste. Really nice as a whole, really nice combination of tastes. Really enjoyable. Definitely smoking it a bit hot right now, I will admit. This pipe tobacco is forgiving, but it's not insanely forgiving by any means. I've been smoking a lot of Prince Albert over the last week or so, and that is a much more forgiving tobacco. It's very, very, very easy to smoke. This is definitely not as forgiving as Prince Albert. But it's still much more forgiving than some other pipe tobacco blends I've had before. Like I've had a straight Virginia blend of pipe tobacco that it was just like, you gotta really baby it because it is not forgiving at all. It just gives you so much tongue bite if you don't baby it. This stuff on the other end, you don't really gotta baby it. It'll give you a little bit of tongue bite, but it's nothing you can't stand. I'm gonna go ahead and actually put my jar back in my backpack because I left it in the sun. Leaving jars of tobacco in the sun is not a good idea because then moisture starts building up on the inside, which can then cause mold. I really don't want this stuff to mold, so. I'm just gonna open it up real quick, kind of let the moisture dissipate a little bit. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and shove it right back in my backpack. And there we go. Back in my backpack it goes. But let me tell y'all what. I am feeling great right now. I'm feeling great. I'm enjoying myself. Definitely getting quite buzzed. The buzz I'm getting right now is very enjoyable. It's a very nice, calming buzz, but a little bit energetic at the same time. I can definitely tell the Nicotiana Rustica. And for context, Nicotiana Rustica is a completely different type of tobacco from common tobacco, which is what Virginia and Burley tobacco is. Burley tobacco is Virginia and Burley are part of a common tobacco. It's just like a different sort of, I don't know, it's common tobacco, but it's like a different thing. But Nicotiana Rustica is actually a different species of tobacco. And so the buzz from Nicotiana Rustica is actually a little bit different than common tobacco. And as a whole, the buzz of the Nicotiana Rustica, when combined with the common tobacco in this blend, is just so good. I'm getting a very nice, relaxing, like pipe buzz, along with a very sort of slightly energetic Rustica buzz. It's just really nice as a whole, very enjoyable, and I am feeling quite buzzed right now. And the scenery is just gorgeous, let me tell y'all what. Like, I show y'all. So we can see. Oh. So we can see, like, this is where I'm looking most of the time and whatnot. And we can see, like, in the distance, there's a little bit of a crane, like, over there. There's a little bit of a fence in the background and whatnot. And then we can see just a wide open field. And in that wide open field, there's some flowers starting to bloom and whatnot. Some purple flowers. I don't know exactly what they are but they are very pretty, that is for sure. In the summer, the park that I am at likes to plant sunflowers and whatnot, so this summer there'll probably be sunflowers here. It's a beautiful area. It's a beautiful area, and I'm a fan. I'm a fan. It's good scenery to look at. There's also a little bit of a smokestack somewhere. Where is the smokestack? It's, I don't know if you guys can actually see it. It's right there, if I remember correctly. I think that's the smokestack. A little bit of a smokestack over there. I don't know why there's a smokestack. I have no clue. There's like a really old school somewhere over there or something like that kind of thing. I'm not sure if that's part of that or if it's part of something else. I'm not sure, but either way, very cool scenery to look at. Very, very, very cool scenery to look at, if I do say so myself. Over the last week or so, though, as I said a little while ago, I've been smoking a lot of Prince Albert. About 3 days ago, I smoked a lot of Prince Albert. I smoked some Prince Albert out of a very large pipe, if I do say so myself, and it is very enjoyable. I had myself a very long smoke sesh. And it was really good. It's just so forgiving, though. You can just puff away and puff away and puff away on Prince Albert without really needing to think. Your cadence can be so high. You can just take so many puffs, and it's just so forgiving. It does not care. This stuff is not nearly as forgiving. It's definitely different. It's definitely different. I'm sure y'all can tell by how quiet I just got. I'm feeling really buzzed right now. I'm feeling very buzzed right now. Wow, yeah, I'm feeling quite buzzed. I can't complain. The taste I'm getting from the pipe tobacco is fantastic. It's a combination of the Virginia, the Burley, the Rustica. It tastes amazing, if I do say so myself. And it's smoking very well. Knock on wood, it hasn't gone out yet. Just an enjoyable time as a whole. Just an enjoyable time as a whole. Excuse me. Honestly, I didn't even need this jacket. It might be 52 out here, but due to the sun, and since I'm sitting in the sun, I'm actually quite warm. If I was sitting in the shade right now, I'd definitely be quite a bit chillier. But since I'm sitting in the sun, I'm actually feeling great. Although I am still glad I brought out this jacket just in case, but I didn't really need it in all honesty. Wow. I will admit, I wasn't expecting this to get me this buzzed. I was expecting a nice, relaxing buzz, and that's exactly what I'm experiencing right now. But I am so buzzed. This is probably one of the biggest buzzes I've ever had from pipe tobacco before. And I mean, like, the Paradoxical tobacco, it's strong, don't get me wrong. It is very strong stuff. It gets you buzzed. It's got Rustica in it. I got very buzzed my first time smoking it a week or two ago now. But I didn't get this buzzed. And I think the reason why I'm getting so buzzed today is because prior to this video, I had only had one cigarette. I had only had one cigarette, and I've been smoking this stuff pretty fast, and since I have a lack of nicotine in my system, I'm getting a much bigger buzz than I was expecting. I can't complain, though. I love myself a good old buzz. One thing I will admit, I've been smoking pipe now for, not almost a year, but like over half a year now, consistently. I've been smoking pipe consistently for over half a year now, more like 8 or 9 months, I want to say. And one thing I've really noticed is just the fact that I've gotten more used to smoking pipe in general. I've gotten more used to just packing pipes. It's more muscle memory now than anything, along with tamping. I used to tamp way too frequently. Now, while I do still feel like I tamp a little bit too frequently, it's never too frequently by any means. And it's just kind of like, oh, I should probably go ahead and tamp. The smoke's gotten a little bit lighter, a little bit less dense. I should probably go ahead and tamp, and then I do that, and I'm all good. Definitely everything's starting to become muscle memory, and definitely smoking pipe on a regular basis has, well, allowed me to get all of that as a little bit of muscle memory. Definitely, in my personal opinion, with smoking pipe, and let me know if y'all feel the same way, with smoking pipe, getting used to it takes a little while, kind of thing. The first couple smoke sessions, you're kind of trying to figure it out. You're trying to figure out a pack. You're trying to figure out when to tamp, what not, kind of thing. It takes some getting used to. But once you get used to smoking pipe, it's really something you don't have to think about all that much. It's just kind of all muscle memory. With smoking cigarettes, it's pretty much just muscle memory instantaneously, kind of thing. You just light up a cigarette, you puff away, kind of thing. It's very easy. With smoking cigars, it's very much you just light up a cigar and you just start puffing away, kind of thing. But sometimes with like cigars, the airflow is bad or something like that kind of thing, which makes you have to think a little bit. Whereas with pipe, everything is in your entire control. I don't know. Sometimes with like cigars, I'm feeling less just kind of muscle memory like with cigars, and I smoke cigars a decent amount as well. Not as much as I smoke pipe, but a decent amount as well. And I don't know, sometimes cigars feel less like muscle memory than smoking pipe, which is interesting because smoking pipe took me so much longer to get used to than smoking cigars. But I think it's just got to do with sometimes I get a cigar with bad airflow, and that's just how it is. Or sometimes tar builds up in the cigar, just got to get used to it kind of thing, or got to figure out a puff and whatnot with the tar, or got to kind of loosen up the wrap a little bit or something like that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if muscle memory or just kind of getting used to smoking without thinking is really the right way of putting it, but I guess yeah, no, I think that's kind of what I was trying to say. You know, it's just kind of, it's gotten, honestly, it's what I was basically trying to say. I've been going off on a complete side tangent. What I'm basically trying to say is that smoking pipe has gotten very easy for me as of late. Definitely not as easy as, like, let's say, smoking cigarettes. But easier than cigars, I feel like, which is very interesting. And that's something I wasn't really expecting to happen. But that's kind of what's happened. I'm just kind of feeling like smoking pipe is, these days, a little bit easier than smoking cigars. I just kind of have to think about it less. It's very interesting. It's very not what I was expecting when I first started smoking pipe tobacco. I love my cigarettes, I love my pipe tobacco, I love my cigars. And I can't really put one over the other, but I don't know. It is just interesting that these days pipe has become more muscle memory than smoking cigars to me. It's interesting. I am smoking more pipe these days than I am smoking cigars, which is probably why, but still interesting nonetheless. I bought this pipe in specific a month or two ago now. I can't remember precisely when, but I bought it a month or two ago now. And I bought it because it had an acrylic stem, and I wanted a short pipe with an acrylic stem just to try it. I wasn't expecting this pipe to become like my go-to, my favorite pipe, but honestly, for the size of this pipe, for the acrylic stem, it very much, and for the look of this pipe as well, this pipe has very much become, very quickly, my favorite pipe to smoke out of. And this is definitely the pipe I've been smoking out of most over the last month or two. I've smoked probably a solid, I want to say, probably, thinking 15, 20 times out of this pipe now. Both on and off video. Well, not 15 on video, 15 off video, but when combined, both on and off video about 15, 20 times, I want to say. It's a good pipe, really enjoying it. Probably overestimating that number a little bit, but I've been smoking out of this pipe more than any other pipe in my entire collection over the last little while. Let me just put it that way. And it's been really good to smoke out of. It's a great smoker. Ooh, excuse me. I'm buzzed though. I'm gonna take a little bit of a sip of water. The taste I'm getting right now is really nice. It's a sort of like honey-like, sweet, fruity, nutty taste with a little bit of sort of like wet leaf, slightly meaty undertone to it. And there's more undertones than just that, of course, but it's just a really nice taste as a whole. There's so much to kind of think about, but you don't have to think about it. It all combines together so well where it's just so easy of a smoke. You don't have to think about it if you don't want to. There's a good blend of pipe tobacco. The Paradoxical by Sutliff. Very, very good. Or I guess it's actually Sutliff now, isn't it? Sutliff. It's not S-U-I-T-L-I-F-F. It's S-U-T-L-I-F-F. So Sutliff. But it's good pipe tobacco. I'm going to keep pronouncing it Sutliff, though. Tried to die on me there for a minute, but I'm trying to bring it back to life. There we go. And it's back. It's back, baby. I think I might grab myself a little bit of a screenshot. Gotta grab a screenshot for the video, you know what I'm saying? And it's gone out. I didn't take a puff for, I didn't take a, I'm words all jumbled up. I didn't take a puff for slightly too long. Hopefully one of those little still frames will do as a screenshot, will do as a thumbnail for this video, though. We will find out. Go and set my tripod back down. Oh, just like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and now tamp down my tobacco just a little bit. We're not even, I think we're about halfway through, but we still got plenty to smoke. It's smoking a little bit slower than I thought it was gonna smoke, in all honesty. Been smoking for almost 30 minutes now. So I'm thinking this might be a solid 45, 50-minute smoke. Good stuff, good stuff. Love it, love it. So buzz-inducing. Whew. I'm just feeling so relaxed right now. I'm just feeling so buzzed. Like, I've got a very nice, chill, relaxing pipe buzz right now. Along with a little bit of an energetic buzz from the Rustica. That's kind of making me want to get up, go do stuff, walk around. Like, generally when I just smoke pipe tobacco that's only made with like common tobacco, I just kind of want to sit down, do not really too much. Maybe I kind of want to get up and walk around slowly. This is kind of making me want to go run or something like that kind of thing. It's giving me a lot of energy. It's really waking me up. It's very nice. Probably has something to do with the fact that this is also my second smoke of the day. And it's a stronger smoke than my first smoke of the day, that is for sure as well. But nonetheless, it's making me feel great. Feeling relaxed, yet very energetic at the same time. I can't complain. I can't complain one bit. And the weather today is better than I thought it was going to be, in all honesty. I was thinking 52 degrees. It's going to be a little bit chilly, but still better than smoking weather than not. It's better than smoking weather than over the last 2 days, that's for sure. But it's better smoking weather than I thought it was going to be, in all honesty. I'll let it go out again. I'm going to take myself a little bit of a sip of water again. I think once I get this relit again, I'm just going to puff away for a little while, just trying to make sure it actually stays lit rather than starting to talk immediately afterwards again. That is one thing I haven't quite conquered with smoking pipe yet, is getting good at smoking pipe and keeping your pipe lit while you're talking. I tend to just talk for too long and then my pipe just goes out. So I need to get better at that. But other than that, if I'm not talking, I've gotten okay at keeping my pipe lit for the entire time, as long as I'm actually used to smoking the tobacco in the pipe. If it's a new tobacco, that's a different story. And some tobaccos are just an exception in general, but if it's tobacco I'm used to smoking, I know how it burns, then generally speaking, I've gotten okay at keeping it lit throughout most of the time. Towards the very end, man, not so much. But about 75% of the time, I'm able to keep it lit decently well. Probably got something to do with the fact that I do have a fast smoking cadence. I do smoke a little bit fast in general, so that's probably helping keeping it lit. That burn, though. That burn, wow. Oh, I'm tearing up. I'm tearing up. Oh, I'm crying. This smoke is just so beautiful. Definitely not because it hurts my nose. Definitely not because of that. This smoke is just so beautiful. It just tastes so amazing. I'm shedding a tear because of it. Just so good. Oh, man. Wow. That hurt. Excuse me. Man, my eyes are still tearing up. Man, my eyes are just like, man, this smoke is so beautiful. We're just gonna keep crying. I think I might have smoked it a little bit too tight towards the bottom. That is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. But just sitting here listening to everything that's going on around near me. Dog in the background, cars driving by, somebody hammering over there. Is nice. My eye is still tearing up. And not even this eye. It's just this eye is continuing to cry. This eye must have a mind of its own. Those are some okay O's. I'm gonna have to try again. Those are even worse than the first time I tried. But got some O's down anyway, can't complain. You know, gotta be doing that Gandalf type stuff. I don't think I could do the Gandalf type stuff. I can't do smoke tricks to that extent. I can do O's and that's about it. I can't even do a ghost very well. Can't even do French inhale very well. I can just do O's okay. But you know, I'm happy with that. I think the ash is very compact. I feel like I have stuff under that, but I'm not sure. There we go. Got some coming through. Took a minute. Dead ass. A tear just went down my face. What the hell? My eye must be especially emotional due to this tobacco. Wow. And now the breeze is picking up just a little bit. That could probably be why. I'm just gonna try one thing. I'm just gonna stick that in there. Just gonna tamp it down just a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to get this relit. I feel like I have more left. The texture of the ash is too firm, so I feel like there's more tobacco left. It's just, I don't think I did a very good job packing it. It's definitely a good time though. Smoking pipe in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon. Oof, good time, let me tell y'all what, good time. And thankfully it appears that that little trick might have done the trick. What I did is I just took my little bit of poker and I just made a hole in the ash, and then I just tamped it down again just to kind of get everything kind of opened up just a little bit airflow wise, because I just felt like I just didn't have enough airflow, and that seems to have done the trick. Still getting used to smoking this pipe tobacco, still getting used to packing it as well. This is my second time smoking the Paradoxical, but I feel like I did a better job than not. Definitely gonna have to make sure I don't pack it as much the next time. Definitely gonna have to be a little bit lighter next time, but I feel like I did an okay job, so I can't complain. My nose is running. All right, yeah. Now that I've been sitting out here for a little while, I know I was talking about earlier on in today's video. I was talking about earlier on in this video that I was feeling pretty good. I wasn't really feeling super cold. I've been sitting out here for a little while, especially with the breeze. It is actually getting a little bit chilly. My hands are getting a little bit cold, but it ain't so bad. I'm definitely glad I brought this jacket now. Excuse me. This stuff's making me feel good though. It's like sometimes after I smoke pipe, I don't even, like sometimes after I want to smoke, I'm getting more jumbled up. That's how buzzed I am. Sometimes after I smoke pipe, I still want a cigarette, and I'm like, I could go for some more nicotine. Right now, I'm like, no, I don't need another cigarette. I don't need any more cigarettes. I'm all good. Like, I just want to keep puffing away on my pipe, and once it's done, and that is what it is. I'm feeling good. Bug coming over here. Guess it's warm enough for the bugs to be out. I normally keep my pipe on this side of the mouth, just because it feels natural to me, because that's what I've been doing the whole time I've been smoking pipe. But gotta make sure I rotate this side of my mouth sometimes too. I think we're pretty much all done, in all honesty. After this goes out, I'm probably just going to go ahead and empty out my pipe and make sure we're actually all done. Well, if I empty out my pipe, then I really will be all done, but yeah, after this goes out, I think that's pretty much it, in all honesty. Taking a look at the inside, there's really not much left. And the ash has now become very powdery. That is one good way to tell whether you're almost done or not. Or whether that ash has really been smoked all the way through, I guess is really the right way of putting it. I gotta sneeze or cough. Maybe not. Maybe I just gotta yawn. Oh, wow. Ooh, that was a good yawn. Very good yawn. That was an insane yawn. That was very satisfying. Well, as a whole, I can say that this experience today has been a good one. Smoking pipe in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon has been fantastic. It's been a great experience. And the tobacco tasted fantastic, got me a really nice buzz. I'm still smoking right now. It's definitely lasted a little bit longer than I thought it was going to. It's been a solid like 45-minute smoke sesh. I cannot complain. Good times. And it was a good experience. I'm glad I decided to come to this park today. Literally only to smoke some pipe. I can't complain. I can't complain, that is for sure. Wow, though, it just keeps smoking. I was really expecting it to just go out. But no, it just keeps going. It just keeps going. I am surprised. Was not expecting that. Not that I can really complain, though, now can I? Well, I think I'm all done, in all honesty. I think I'm all done. It's still smoking a little bit. There's really not much coming through, though. I think I'm chilling. I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of go at it with my poker on my pipe tool. Dump it all out on the ground. Yeah, there was pretty much nothing all left. Just taking a look, it's pretty much just all ash in there. I'm just gonna go and take off my sunglasses just to try to clean out all that ash and whatnot. The ash got very flaky, if I do say so myself. Definitely, I can tell I smoked this pretty much entirely to fruition, so I certainly cannot complain. And there we go. That's pretty much the pipe all cleaned out. Well, not quite actually. I'm just looking, and there's actually a little bit more area where it needs to be cleaned out. But I can always snag that at a later date. I'm not too worried about it. But wow, that tobacco, it's pretty much, or not tobacco, the ash itself has pretty much gotten to the point where it's become part of the pipe now. Well, that is kind of how cake works now, isn't it? For context, cake is like the, if you guys don't smoke pipe kind of thing, cake is like the ash building up, and it builds a layer onto the inside of the pipe and whatnot. And it helps as an insulator. But at the bottom of the pipe, there's actually a very large layer of cake, which is now actually just kind of become part of the foundation of the pipe, which is pretty interesting if I do say so myself. But that is a good thing. It's not a bad thing by any means. Although too much cake can be a bad thing. But, I had some joke, but I forgot about it. I forgot what I was going to say. But I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching today's video where I, well, simply smoked some pipe in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon. I'm really glad I got the opportunity to smoke some Paradoxical, Virginia Burley Rustica blend pipe tobacco by Sutliff Tobacco today. And I'm really glad I got to smoke out of my Missouri Meerschaum Christmas Washington. It's my favorite pipe right now, and the Paradoxical is definitely one of my favorite pipe tobaccos as well. Right now it tastes just fantastic, gives you a really nice buzz. This was a great time as a whole. The tobacco burned fantastically. The weather was pretty nice. Definitely got a little bit chilly as I continued smoking, but pretty nice nonetheless. It was a good time, and I got a pretty good buzz, so I cannot complain. Well, I think that's all I had to say. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have enjoyed watching this video, and I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I smoked a pipe at 3 p.m. or if you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I smoked pipe in a public park at 3 p.m. on a Thursday afternoon, of course, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of this video. Is this something you guys want to do for yourself or no? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, also please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But, thank you so much for watching, y'all. Till the next one, stay safe in peace and have a great one. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying?